Welcome back. I have divided the non-parametric statistic video into two parts for your convenience. So, in first part we discussed about non-parametric test in general and chi-square test. We saw all three types of chi-square test. The second we'll be discussing about Wilcoxon single rank test. Wilcoxon single rank test is a very most widely used test, Wilcoxon test. So let's look into that. This is actually a non-parametric equivalent of single sample t-test and paired sample t-test. Fine. We're talking about t-test. I hope you remember about the t-test, which is actually used to see the mean difference between two groups. Right. So mean difference in I was talking about three different types of t-test, and this one is it can be used in place of single sample t-test and paired sample t-test. Fine. So it is used to compare two related samples and also matched samples. Matched sample means like with a sample which is matched using a particular another third variable, or a particular criteria or a particular test scores. On that particular score basis we have matched two samples. Fine. So it is actually a repeated measure on a single sample to assess whether their population mean rank is differing. Fine. Here you must see the difference between the t-test and this test. It is actually a rank test. Fine. So here the data will be in rank order. Fine. So there in t-test we were talking about a data which is actually collected in a interval scale or a ratio scale. A scale value will be there. The numerical values will be there. In a test scores, a student's number, who scored, particular score. If you have got, instead of score, you have got rank of those students. Fine. If you're finding difference between two classes, fine, on a particular test, then if you have got, instead of score, you have got rank, then you will go for Wilcoxon test. See, mean ranks differences. It's not mean score differences, but mean rank difference. That is only difference. So when you have got rank, of course you'll go for a Wilcoxon signed rank test. So, to see an example, to test whether the significant difference between mean rank of knowledge and attitude on safety behavior of adolescents. Fine. We are just comparing mean ranks of two different this thing, knowledge and attribute, these two properties. Fine. So the hypothesis will be stated like this: there is a significant difference in mean rank of knowledge and attitude on safety behavior of adolescents. Fine. You are checking a safety behavior of adolescents in that knowledge and attitude, whether there is a difference, significant difference exists between these two things or not. We'll go for this kind of a test to see another example for Wilcoxon test. It is like significant difference between work related and role clarity. Fine. These are two dimensions you can say. Among these two, how much difference is there? To see this, okay, we'll use Wilcoxon test. So there is no difference between this null hypothesis. To state the alternate hypothesis, there is a significant difference in mean rank of work related and role clarity of employees. Fine. So these are two examples which will help you to understand. And in last class, in online class, we're discussing about rank of students in particularly two tests. Fine. Maths and this thing, language test. Fine. Like that, when you have got ranks, we'll go for a Wilcoxon test. Wilcoxon test formula is this, which is not much needed for you, but still, these are the things you need required for Wilcoxon test, where either is mentioned as sum of rank with less frequent signs is mentioned in T, and number of samples in N, number of TICE cases in N. If you see, all these are, see the difference between parametric and non-parametric test, the small n and capital N, and you can see how these test is framed. Fine. So if you know the formula for the t-test, you will be able to compare how Wilcoxon test is directly addressing the sample and how considering the sample as a population. That is what Wilcoxon test is doing. But the t-test will actually try to predict the population with the sample data. Fine. That is the difference between these parametric and non-parametric measures. Next test we will be discussing about Mann-Whitney U-test, which is again a widely used test and which is a non-parametric substitute for parametric t-test. Fine. Parametric t-test. So Mann-Whitney U-test you will go use when you want to find the significant difference between two independently drawn samples. Fine. You remember independent sample t-test? Fine. Independent sample t-test is something where you want to find the difference between. To just remind you, we were seeing an example of difference between two classes. Fine. Class A and class B, and how they have performed in one particular test. That difference is we'll go for an independent sample t-test. Fine. So for that we'll go for Mann-Whitney U-test as a non-parametric equivalent. Fine. And the data must be in a rank data. Fine. Ordinal form, wherein there is an order 1 is greater than 2. Fine. That order should be there when we are going for, and it is like both the samples are independently drawn. There is no connection between these two samples. We are not checking difference in test, but we are test scores or test ranks. We are checking difference between two groups. How one college is different from the other college in one particular test. Fine. Like for that purpose we'll go for a Mann-Whitney U-test. Fine. To see an example for this, I have already explained the example, but a classical example, a test whether significant difference between nature of job in one particular variable, where I think this will not be a very good example. But here, what they have done is, because you may not understand the, scenario. It's like, difference between nature of job. Nature of job is here, you have got two different groups. Those employees who are working with in full time, that is one group, and those employees who are working in part time, that is another group. Fine. Two different samples we have got here. So in among these two different samples you are checking whether they are different in factor of job difference description of employees. Here we have got different factors, like let's consider this as one particular variable. Fine. And you are seeing the difference between these two groups in this particular job description of employees. Fine. The hypothesis will be like there will be significant difference between these two. Difference between mean rank of full-time and part-time employees. Like you can take college, one particular college and another college here, or you can write male and female. Fine. On the particular variable here. Fine. This is how you state a hypothesis when it comes to this particular test. And conditions for this test, data not follows normal distribution. You should not follow normal distribution, and the data is in a ranking data. You cannot do this test if you have got a scale data, like in a ratio or interval data. Fine. And standard deviation is more than the mean, then apply non-parametric test. That is another thing we go for. If the standard deviation, that means the variance or the variability is too much in that particular data, then we go for non-parametric test. In this case we'll go for this particular test, Mann-Whitney U test. Fine. So we have to check for normality, analysis of non-parametric test, and this is a way you go for in the SPSS. Fine. The SPSS path is mentioned here, and then you will go for these are p values which we have already seen. P value should be greater. Then the Mann-Whitney test formulas are mentioned here. Fine. Next test we'll be seeing is Kruskal-Wallis H test. Kruskal-Wallis test is again a non-parametric test which is equal to one-way ANOVA. Fine. One-way ANOVA is a parametric test. So when we are unable to use one-way ANOVA, we'll go for a Kruskal-Wallis test. What is one-way ANOVA is for? One-way ANOVA is for finding difference between more than two groups on one particular variable. Fine. So when we have to compare more than two groups on mean rank, you will go for this Kruskal-Wallis test. To see an example, there is a significant difference between mean rank of experience in years. Experience in years will be, more than two groups, like, those who have more than 5 years experience, and those who have got less than, more than 3 years of experience and less than 3 years of experience. Fine. So these three groups, if you have got, fine, then you have got, you have to compare mean rank on factors of job description. Fine. In job description variable, you are comparing these three groups on mean rank. Then we'll go for Kruskal-Wallis test. Fine. This is a formula for Kruskal-Wallis test, and these are the explanation for Kruskal-Wallis test. Fine. So Kruskal-Wallis test is again a widely used, non-parametric test, because one-way ANOVA, of course, we'll go for one-way ANOVA in most of the cases, and when you are unable to go for a parametric one-way ANOVA, you'll go for a Kruskal-Wallis test. Next and the last test you will be seeing in the non-parametric test is Friedman test. Friedman test is not widely used because it's a non-parametric equivalent for ANOVA with repeated measures of ANOVA. Repeated measures of ANOVA you will use mostly in kind of experimental designs. You have got pre-test, post-test and follow-up test. Fine. You have to compare these three datas, pre-test data and post-test, because we didn't see repeated measures of ANOVA in parametric. That's why I'm explaining it here. So if you have to compare pre-test, post-test and follow-up data, you have done an experiment. Fine. You have got three type of data: pre-test, post-test and follow-up data. These three data from one particular individual or one group, right? So what happens here is you have got three different data from one individual on before they went for an intervention, and after the intervention, and sometimes after the intervention. You remember the designs, there we have experimental designs, there we have got pre-test, post-test, and what we'll be doing, we'll be conducting the same test again and again, right, in pre-test, post-test and follow-up. So now we want to see whether there is a significant difference came in that particular individual in these three tests or not. In that, for identifying that, we will go for one-way ANOVA with repeated measures of ANOVA. Fine. That is a parametric test. When you are unable to use that, or when you are unable to go for the parametric test, the very non-parametric equivalent Friedman test will be using. Fine. It is used for comparing more than two related group. Fine. Related group on same sample. Okay. Related group on mean rank. This is an example which I gave. Pre-test, post-test and follow-up data is a very classical example through which you can understand repeated measures of ANOVA as well as Friedman test. Fine. All the variables are equal weightage. All has an equal weightage because you are using a same test again and again, right? In pre-test, post-test, what will be using? We'll be using the same test, right? So it has an equal weightage, and if it is unequal weightage, then we have to convert that into equal weightage. You convert, that those we do it for internals and all, right? So you have conducted one test on 30 out of 30 and out of 100, then you have to convert all into out of 100, then for making it as equal weightage. Any ranking data you can go for Friedman test. It should be a ranking data, not in a scale data. Okay, so that is a simple explanation about a Friedman test. So this is the formula for the Friedman test, and example, if you see here, a classical example test whether significant difference among mean rank towards factors of job description of employees, and there is a significant difference in mean rank or not. Fine, I hope my explanation about the example about pre-test, post-test and follow-up data will be very much helpful for you to understand Friedman test. That's it about non-parametric test. Thank you so much. I hope you have got a basic idea about all these non-parametric tests. Kindly go back and read your textbook, read the examples mentioned in it, and come back with your questions. Thank you so much.